Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? Good, good. I played Oasis actually on the way up because they're making a comeback. They're doing this comeback tour, right? And a lot of you are probably going to see it. But it reminded me, actually, Oasis have been here for a long time. I'm not saying I've been here a long time. I'm not that old, but it feels a little bit like SnapLogic. We've actually been around for quite a while, so we are not really making a comeback. But all of a sudden, I think the things that we're doing, things that you're going to see from our chief technology officer and some of the customers, like, we're kind of hot again. If I do say so myself, we're kind of hot. So, first off, welcome to London. Welcome to our customers, to our partners. Obviously, there's a lot of Snap Squad here too. We have a few cheeky analysts and media in the room, so make sure you're careful who you talk to. And if you're talking to the analysts, make sure it's very positive around SnapLogic. But we appreciate you being here. This is our 4th year. Feels like each year we try and be bigger and better. I think the audience, you all, the crowd that we have, I think when you interact with people, you realize you're all pretty smart. These are the smartest people in the room. So make sure when you're here, you're networking. This isn't just about us telling you what we do. This is about you interacting with your peers and making sure that you can learn. So, what are we covering? Well, welcome to the revolution. Okay, this doesn't sound very new, but the AI revolution is here. And I think if you're in this room, you're ready to find out a little bit more about what you can do. And I found this quote. Some of you may know it. This was a poem and a song back in the 70s, and it was actually related to the civil rights movement. But it basically calls out that it was basically saying if you were, you have to be part of this. You're not going to see this change, this revolution on television. It was talking about getting out there and using your voice, connecting with people. And I felt like this was pretty relevant to where we are right now around AI. Because it feels like if you're in this room, you want to be part of this. If you're in this room, you are participating. And I thought this was pretty relevant. So how do we know the revolution's here? Well, you have to have been living under a rock to maybe not see some of these headlines, right? Productivity gains, trim up banking costs by 20%. That's a big number for you're out there within the bank. What else? Revenue growth and 40% cost savings. And these are major publications, right? These are not some of your influencers that you see on LinkedIn. These are proper publications doing real good research. And I think the thing for me with what we're seeing now is it's not limited to technology companies. It's not technology companies talking about how they're leveraging AI. These are real verticals, real industries that you see. And you're going to see something today with at least one of our customers, Cambridge and Counties Bank. I mean, they came to us and they said, we want to not only be more efficient, yes, we'd love some cost savings too, but we really want to disrupt our industry and we want to do it with you. Like, to me, when you have something like banking, financial services, when they're looking at this and saying, we feel like we can really make a big change, like, okay, there's something there, okay. Maybe it is really a revolution. Okay, but obviously that's media. They are here to hype it up. So we did a research survey recently that just got released. It was about 3,000 decision makers, knowledge workers across 4 different countries. So I'm going to share with you some of the stats, because I think you'll be surprised at how big they are. So who's using AI at work already in their daily job? Okay, that was about 70% of you. See how that works? No, but this is about 3,000 people. So about 78% of us are already using this in our daily lives, which I think is probably about right. 50% of us apparently are using agents. This is the only one where I feel a little bit fluffy, because I think how certain people define an agent, I think varies. But about 50% feel like we're using something that is autonomous, potentially making decisions, not just with us, but for us. So that's an interesting stat. This one I love. 6.5 days, there's 7 days in a week, remember? So we're saying, apart from maybe Sunday afternoon, we're not really using AI, right? So, but 6.5 days a week, we're doing something with it, right? And it's saving us a significant amount of hours. I mean, I think by this time next year, that'll be 4.5, 5 hours. That's a round of golf for me. That's pretty good. I'd like to save that every week. What else? Okay. So adoption is high. We're starting to use it, but there are some concerns, right? What are we concerned with? Well, we all want some level of training. We all want some kind of guidance, but not all of us are getting it. I actually think this number is quite high already. And it'd be interesting to see as you talk to people, as you ask questions this afternoon, and you talk to other people that are on stage, we do the questions or you interact. I'd love to know what kind of training people are getting, and is it actually useful? But this is probably no surprise that I think all of you that are engaged in any kind of discussion around AI, this is our top concern. We're all facing barriers. I'm going to cover a couple of those in a minute, but data and privacy in the survey, top concern. And thankfully, you have SnapLogic here so we can help with some of that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be putting it on the slide, would I? Okay, so why are we worried? Why are some of these projects failing? Well, we're doing a lot of testing, but a lot of this stuff isn't getting out into the open, or it isn't getting into production. The reason I like this stat is because what we're going to talk about is not just what we're doing around the integration space, but what we're doing with agents and AI. We're going to show you some real live examples. Things that we're doing, things that our customers are doing, things that you can definitely talk to us about and we can replicate. The 4 barriers, you're probably finding some more in your organization, some less, but from talking to Gartner, Forrester's, from talking to customers, from talking to partners, these are the 4 that we're facing. So what we've tried to do today through the course of the presentations here, the breakouts if you were there this morning and definitely this afternoon, we're trying to address some of these. We will try and hit as many as possible, but we're all around. You can talk to any of the team at SnapLogic. This is kind of our heritage. These 4 barriers are what SnapLogic is built on. We're built to solve these kind of problems. That's who we are. Now, this is a little bit, you could say it's a little bit of hype. Okay, we're now agentic integration. The key word in that is integration. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you can build agents on our platform. That's true. You can run them. But we are an integration company by trade, by history, by experience, and that won't change. Now, what we believe is if you have integration as the backbone, you've seen some of this amazing creativity signs, like honestly, if you can integrate everything, we believe you can create anything. I want you to walk out of here. Yes, we can do AI and agents like a lot of others, but we are an integration company. That won't change. So our hope is that by linking all the data, apps, the services that you want to create, you'll be able to take more advantage with AI and with agents. So I thought I'd throw in a couple of customer examples because these are integration use cases, right? So Siemens, IT development time going from 3 months to 3 days. That's pretty good. HPE, deploying applications in minutes, saving 25%. Guild, just getting their engineers up and running faster. I mean, that's an amazing time, right? 70% faster. And obviously, once you start building templates, getting them up and running, once you've had some training, within 2 hours. Imagine if you could onboard new employees and get them up and running on the platform within 2 hours. Building integrations. That's why we're here. Okay, so some of you know us. Some of you are new to us. You may have not seen something like this in the last few years, but I thought I'd just give you a quick reminder of who we are. So we are based in California, in San Mateo. I am not Californian, in case you haven't figured that out. But we've been around for a while. Jeremiah is going to go through some of the history of the company as well in terms of, there's a level of trust I think you have with our company because we have been around a while. We've developed through data, through iPaaS, all the way into AI and agents. I'm taking a chance by putting Gartner on here, and Gartner is sitting in the room, so I'm going to find out later if I'm in trouble with Gartner, but I don't think I'm lying about that, so we'll find out later. Marketing are allowed to take a little bit of creative license with that kind of thing. But the most important thing is this. These are your peers that are making decisions to build their company, the backbone of their companies, on us. And again, being connected through different parts of data, applications, and now with AI and agents, we feel we're in a strong position. That's why you're here. Hopefully, you're going to learn more. Okay. So today, in the sessions, we had a press release out this morning, in the breakouts, this is all about some of the things you're going to hear from us. So we do have, we had an announcement this morning. I think it went out in a press release, and Jeremiah is going to cover this. But we have a new way to modernize your infrastructure, modernize your legacy systems. It's called SLIM, SnapLogic Intelligent Modernizer. Of all the things, I've been here, it's my 4th year doing this. I've been here at SnapLogic for 6 years. Of all the things that I've seen over the last 6 years, I'm more excited about SLIM than anything I've seen in the company's history. And that's 6 years, so there's been a lot of innovation. But Jeremiah is going to take you through that. MCP is a thing. Not only is it a thing, I just learned last night, there are specific events for MCP. You know, marketers love a good story, so this technology comes out. Next thing you know, there's MCP events. Well, guess what? We're on board. Jeremiah is going to cover an amazing demo about how we're integrating MCP into your workflows and how simple it is with SnapLogic. And there's so many other things. We're building out APIM further within SnapLogic. And things like SnapGPT. If you haven't used SnapGPT yet, it's an integration co-pilot. You should definitely check it out. It makes everything so much easier and faster. That's the kind of thing that is contributing to getting your engineers, get people using the platform that helps them get up to speed quicker. Okay? So, the revolution really is here, right? And luckily for all of us and for you that we're here too. And I think the most important message is we can't do this together, but we want you to be part of this with us, right? There's a lot of things that are really being developed. A lot of the things that Jeremiah is going to cover, particularly things like SLIM, we're developing with customers. If you're already a customer, you should have seen this. If you're thinking about working with SnapLogic, you will definitely see it. The biggest impact we have within our own company is innovation with customers. It's one of our core values. We use it with a lot of our customers when we're trying to show them what else we can do. So we want to build this together. We're all in this, you know, you're already here, so you're part of the revolution. And hopefully by the end of today, you want to do a lot more with us. All right? That's it. Everyone ready to go? All right.